Alright guys, if you haven't seen what a superlative and comparative is, I suggest you go back and look at my previous video. But for now, we're going to look at a few spelling rules and then a few exceptions for comparatives and superlatives. So first rule is nice and simple. For one syllable words that end in a double consonant or two vowels and a single consonant. So words ending in a double consonant or words ending in like double vowel, two vowels and a single consonant. Very simple. You just add ER or EST. For example, long. Long ends in NG, they're consonants. So to make long into the comparative, I just add ER. To make long into a superlative, I add EST. Longer, longest. Let's do one more example. Let's say young. Young ends in two consonants. So to make the superlative, you just add ER. Superlative add EST, or the comparative add ER. We better do a double vowel single consonant example. For example, weak. Weak, weaker, weakest. Okay. So what about words that end in one syllable and one vowel? So single vowel, single syllable. The single syllable words ending in a single vowel and a single consonant. The rule is you just double the last consonant and then add your ER and EST. And just a few examples of these. Big, bigger, biggest. Mad, madder, maddest. You can see that, whoops, what have I done? You see that I've just doubled the last consonant. That's better. So single D, and double D, and so on. But what if they end in Y, I hear you say? When words end in Y, we take away the Y and change it to I, and then add the ending. So change the Y to I, add your ending. Some examples. Pretty, prettier, prettiest. And the I stands in, it says the I sound for it. This is lem stuff, if you remember. Let's look at another one. We've done pretty, let's look at ugly, uglier, ugliest, and I don't know, one more. Silly. Oops. Sillier and silliest. But wait, there's more. One syllable words ending in E. For words like this, you must just, instead of adding the whole ending, you just add R to make comparative or ST to make a superlative. And some examples for you. Wise, wiser, wisest. And I think you would notice this if you tried to do that. Wisiest, wisier. I should have had those the other way around. But wrong, don't do that. Rude, ruder, rudest. See if you can think of some other examples. But wait, there's more. How do we make comparatives and superlatives from adjectives that have two or more syllables? So the rule is for greater than two syllables. We don't add ER or EST anymore. We just use in front of it the word more or most. So use the words more or most. You might be saying, but Mr. Honeybone, I can think of some exceptions. Exceptions to the rule are words that end in ending in Y, in ER, in LE, or in OW. They just follow the rules that we've already covered above. I think we might have mentioned an example of an exception. Lovely is a two-syllable word. I said greater than 2, didn't I? I'll think of one in a minute. Right, I had to think really hard about an exception to this rule. I eventually came up with unhappy, which is 1, 2, 3 syllables, so it's greater than 2 syllables, and it ends in Y, and you can still use the rules that we've used above. So I changed the I to ER, and I just used the same rules as happy. For most of the ones, though, I found you can say both. Heavenly is another example, heavenly, of a 3-syllable word ending in Y. It just didn't seem right to me to make heavenly into heavenlier and heavenliest. I still would prefer to use the words more or most for greater than 2 syllables. Seems to work out all right. Let's look at some examples, though, of words that do follow the rule. Interesting. Let's change color again. Adjective is interesting, more interesting, and of course, most interesting. I'm going to run out of room. Complicated would also have more complicated, and most complicated. Other rules, other words that are greater than 3 that you'd more and most, that you would use more and most for words like complete, most complete, more complete, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. We wouldn't say beautifuler or beautifulest. It's just not how it works. So that's the rule. And finally, let's end with some exceptions, because there are exceptions to the rule. I've run out of space. Right, see O's, some exceptions. Let's go with blue. That's too light. Exceptions to the rule. These are irregular. They do not follow the normal rules. Good. We wouldn't say gooder. We wouldn't say more good and most good. Good, better, best. We just need to memorize these. Bad. Think about what this one could be before I tell you. It's worse, worst. Well, better, best. Far, further, furthest. And there are alternative spellings. You can also say farther and farthest. Let's say these probably used a bit more commonly than those two. Those are just a few. There are, of course, other ones, that other exceptions. So sorry that was so long. Really quickly, we'll go over this. Rules we covered were 1-syllable words ending in a double consonant, or 2 vowels and a single consonant. Here, just add ER and EST. 1-syllable words ending in 1 vowel and 1 consonant. You double the last consonant and add the ending, for example. Words ending in Y, change the Y to I and add the ending. 1-syllable words ending in E, you just add R or E or ST, so don't double the E. And words that are greater than 2 syllables, with a few exceptions. I lost it. There it is. Words that are greater than 2 syllables, we just use the words more or most. And then, of course, there are just some irregular ones which you just need to memorize.